And there it goes. All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We got Carol's in the house. JJ, of course, is here. Village Homestead, Patty. Kathy's in the house. Mary Taylor. So good to see everybody, all the familiar faces. I hope everybody's. There's Robert's here. Roberto. So hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys. I hope your week is going well. I can't believe, like I said, the time is going by, guys. Okay, okay. Now that is enough. Go. I love you. That's it. Um, Time's going by so ridiculously fast. I mean, here we are, pretty much already mid March. It's like, holy crap. Absolutely another gorgeous, gorgeous day down here today. It's so funny. It's become almost like a joke, to be honest with you. That we have our weekend get-togethers, and that weekend the weather's going to be complete dog doo doo. And then, you know, we had the weekend. The weather was horrible. Monday, it was only 43, but the sun was out the entire day. Yesterday, I think we hit 72, and today I think we were at like 68. So, and it was sunny. So, it's like really, but crazy. All right. Before we jump into anything, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask everybody to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches are going to boot you out of here because we are not going to tolerate it. So, makes it simple. Be decent, have fun, have a good chat, and we will go from there. So, but anyway, that is the game plan, right? Ah, so obviously the title, complete and total control. That is the game plan. I do believe that is the game plan. To be honest with you, uh, they enact more and more laws nonstop to control us, to restrict what we can do. They make this illegal, that illegal, the other thing illegal. It's gotten to a point of insanity. I think that if our founding fathers were alive today, they'd be like, "What are you guys doing? Why are you not stopping this?" And it's craziness with what is happening. We continue to be told that things are getting better and better, and the economy's great, and the stock market's doing fantastic, and but the average citizen is not feeling that. I wanted to share this with you. The gentleman that delivers the gravel for me. I've been working with him since I got down here, and you want to talk about a salt of the earth kind of guy? That's what this gentleman is. And he was telling me, he was working. He's independent contractor basically. Anybody that needs work done, he does it. Delivering gravel, and he's been doing it for a long time. And he's very very good at it. And when he spreads the gravel, he knows what he's doing. All those things go into play. So after he had done the gravel, we sat there, and talked about what is going on and stuff. We actually ended up talking for like an hour, and he was telling me situation that happened with him. He was working for a company right across the border of West Virginia in Virginia. So he was doing a lot of work down there for this one company. It was a paper company, okay, and he was saying, he goes, I'd been working there for a long time, and then this other guy like cut in and was undercutting him and getting the work, and so he backed off and he went and did other things. Well, that company just folded. 850 jobs. And I want you to think about that. It may not sound like a lot, okay? But when you have 400 or 850 people that are counting on a job to take care of their families, right? To feed their families. Uh, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money gone, a lot of income gone from, it's like if you think whatever town that company is in, those are generally those small companies like that have under 1,000 people working for them. A lot of local people work in those type of companies, and then when those companies go under, where do you replace those jobs? So it's tough situation. And then he was talking. Yeah, that's 800 families that are out of jobs. Exactly. It's exactly what it is. So, um, you know, there is, and then he was talking about that's about the same town I live by. Poor people. Yeah, it's if the dominoes are falling quickly, JJ. They are. And then he was telling me about another company that's just getting ready to fold up as well. If everything was so great and the economy was booming and everybody's doing so fantastic, why? This is a question. Why are so many businesses caving? Why are so many businesses failing? You know, unless we're being lied to, unless they're not being 100% truthful with what's going on. I think if you ask the average person, they're going to tell you that things are not great, that things are not good. And, you know, you might be living, depending on what you're doing, depending on what your job is, um, you might be living fairly well, have, comfortable in your lives and stuff like that. And I think some people get complacent with that. And, but here's the reality. Things can change in the blink of an eye. I mean, things can change in the blink of an eye. And you're sitting there 1 minute, everything is great. And then the next minute, it's complete and utter chaos. And you're like going, what just happened? Um, and a lot of people, you know, they're so deep in debt, you know, that they're living paycheck to paycheck. I think a majority of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So, it's a struggle in trying to keep your head above water, especially when everything that you're doing goes up and up and up. I'm going to give you a great example of what happened to me in my life. So, when I was with my second wife and we had the twins, the twins were little, and my ex was a stay-at-home mom. Josh was, I'll use the example of when the twins were 4, Josh was 10, and stuff like that. Every single year, and I was working for myself, so it wasn't like I was working for a company or anything like that. I was doing Medicaid cases where if I worked 40 hours or I worked 60 hours, it was a flat rate. There was no hello, thank you, I appreciate that. Um, there was no time and a half. I got straight time no matter how many hours that I put in. And I worked a lot. I did for about you got to stop now. Got to stop. I had about a 10-year stretch where I worked 66 hours a week because I had a family to take care of. I had, responsibilities and doing all those type of things. But every single year, one expense that went up 15, about 15% a year was health insurance. I was paying out of pocket for health insurance. When you're covering a family and making sure that everybody has what they need to have, that's not cheap. It's not cheap. And they were every year that went up, and, food prices went up, energy prices went up, gas, was doing what it was doing. And I look now, um, the way things are right now, and that young man somewhere out there that's the breadwinner of his family, taking care of his family, and he's got kids and he's got responsibilities. How's he doing it? How's he making it? So and I've been debt free from credit cards for 9 years. My truck is paid off. The boat is paid off. By next month, my car will be paid off. Cool, Carol. That's awesome. And that's what we should all be striving for, to be honest with you. You know, now we pay for everyone to have health insurance. My cost tripled. Yeah, that's insanity. And they wonder how you're supposed to. Yeah, JJ, I just saw that as well. So we'll talk about that a second as well. But and you wonder how people are supposed to survive. That's what the crazy thing for me is. How are people supposed to survive? So we got 242 in the chat, guys. We got 83 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. I appreciate that. It also makes a huge difference with the algorithms. So I thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And I thank you ahead of time for that reason as well. So I appreciate all of that. But so JG was talking about uh, the electric companies in California are going to try to start charging people their electricity based on their income. Now, how insane is that? How insane is that? That they're going to try to do it. Folks, we are very, very close, in my opinion, to a breaking point. What has been going on is not. And when you have a government that is, don't forget the proposal of 55 billion in new federal taxes. Oh, it's insanity, Okie Forge. It's insanity, and people can't do it. You can only go so far. We can only bend so far before people break and go, I ain't doing it no more. You know, we can't continue to afford to take care of all these new people coming into the country, but yet they have money. Our government, saying our government has money to give to them, but America ignores the American public. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely insane. It can't keep going, folks. It just can't. People can't keep doing it, and you're going to see a point where that'll be the straw that breaks the camel's back. That's just my opinion. If something doesn't pop off before then, and that's a real possibility as well. Don't I moving forward from now through the end of the year, anything is possible. Anything can happen. There's so many things that could happen, and in the meantime, they continue to squeeze us. When you have gas prices like we had here, and I love how they do this. Well, the summer mix of gasoline costs more than the fall, the winter mix. So, we had a jump up of gas in literally one day. The gas prices went up 20 cents a gallon, you know. I mean that's BS. I'm sorry. That's just complete and utter BS. And they do it because they can get away with it. They have a monopoly on it. And it just continues to happen like that. And then every time you turn around, you Joe Citizen, need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do the other thing. That's a word I hate. I'll be honest. I don't really hate anything, but I don't care for the word. When people say you need to, no, first of all, I don't need to do anything. I don't need to do anything. Now, a recommendation of maybe, have you thought about doing this? You know what I mean? That's a different thing. But when people say you need to, man, that just makes me want to dig my heels in and go, absolutely not. So, this country is a tinderbox like others waiting to be lit. I don't disagree with that. I think that's a great statement. I think that is a great statement. It is just waiting for the spark. And when that spark hits, um, the old saying, all hell's going to break loose, because it's like once you let the monster out of the box, it's going to be tough to put him back in. But again, and I've said this before as well, be very careful what you wish for, what you want, because if they enact martial law at any point in time, which is always a real possibility, okay, all the while Biden is still sending 300 billion to Ukraine in weapons. Yeah, I saw that. So they couldn't get, or it was 300 million, I think, JJ. They couldn't get to 60 billion that they were looking for. So I think they were sending them 300 million, I think is what it was. So, I mean, yeah, we have money. Oh, so and I'm going to talk about this too because this is absolutely insane. So Blinken gets on there today and he's talking about the humanitarian aid, right? We're sending into Gaza. And they were talking about how, you know, the trucks are getting sent in, they're getting rushed, they're getting looted, and it's poor, starving people, and there's gangs, and but one thing they didn't mention, he did not mention, was the fact. What about Hamas? Isn't Hamas running the show over there? You don't think that they're the ones over there going, yeah, we're taking all this stuff, and then he's coming up with some horse crap. Well, once we start getting humanitarian aid in there on a regular basis, things are going to be better, and they'll realize that they don't have to act this way. Well, you don't let them act that way in the beginning. You secure it. You make sure that that can't happen. And why? It, just another curiosity question. Why are we building docks over there for Gaza to deliver humanitarian aid? How is it? And this, guys, I'm telling you, this pisses me off more than anything else. How is it the United States of America's responsibility to go and rescue everybody? Why is that? How about we rescue ourselves for once? I'm sorry. You know, you made your bed, Gaza. You made your bed. You let Hamas be in charge. You cheered when they did what they did to Israel, right? They cheered. Those people were cheering. When they were dragging dead bodies through the streets, those people were cheering. So now all of a sudden you're the victim. Oh, we're a victim and it's so terrible and we need them to stop and blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. You're getting exactly what you have coming to you. We shouldn't be sending one nickel of humanitarian aid, in my opinion, strictly my opinion, to to Gaza. Screw them. All right. Why isn't the rest of the Arab countries helping Gaza? Where's all the humanitarian aid that they got? They're right in the region. Why are they not pouring that in there to help those poor defenseless Gazans, right? I'm like I said, I said it from the very beginning. Gaza's getting what they got coming to them. Period. End of story. And that's it. So, I'm so sick and tired of, morons that have no idea what's going on and what's happening. And, they're like, oh, well, they need to stop. And we have to make Israel stop. No, we don't have to do squat. It's not our business. And we are applying, the United States is applying pressure because, heaven forbid that, up in Dearborn, Minnesota, that those lunatics up there, the fringe Muslims up there that we've allowed also in this country, by the way, are up there, mad because we're siding with Israel. Well, too bad. If you don't like it, here's an idea. If you don't like the way the policies of the United States are, go back to the country you came from. How about that one? It's just, I'm so tired that our government officials, the news media, all these people put it out there, and we cater to this fringe, this small group of people that scream the loudest, and we got to be like, oh no, heaven forbid, we don't want to offend them. We want them to be happy. Well, too bad. I don't care if they're happy or not. If they don't like the way it is, tough. It's tough. So, oh, Dearborn, Michigan. I had it right the first time. Okay, John. Sorry. That's what I meant. I'm where that where that one from Somalia there. What the heck's her name? I can't even think of her name. That like married her own brother. How is this woman still in Congress? Or in this? Yeah, she's in Congress. How was she? Omar. Yeah. How was she even still in Congress? You know, all these people that go. It's okay for them. It's okay for them to say all kinds of racist, horrible things, but heaven forbid that anybody else says anything negative. I'm going to share something with you that literally just happened to me, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So, Facebook, right? Old memory comes up on Facebook, and it says, would you like to share this memory? And I went, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think I'll share that memory because it's still relevant. And the memory I was sharing was I said in a statement, of course, everything is always about taking away the guns, right? Always talking about taking away the guns. And it was this right after another school shooting that had happened. And I said, more people are killed by drunk drivers than in school shootings, which is a fact. That is a fact. Okay. That's not any made up number. I'm not making anything up, but the number is huge. I said, so in my statement, I'm like, so why aren't they taking away cars from people? Because more people are being killed by drunk drivers, right? So we should take the cars away from the sober people so that, the drunk drivers can't hurt anybody anymore. I mean, it's so ridiculous. And the point is, I'm making a statement and a point that it just shows the ridiculous of their arguments of why that we should be doing this or that, you know? Yeah, don't confuse liberals with facts. Exactly. But yeah, they took it down. Facebook took it down. This is inappropriate. How is that inappropriate? Oh, I'm sorry. The truth is inappropriate. Maybe somebody might be upset because they don't like the truth. Again, we have and yes, I do get on rants, and I do apologize if I get on rants. But my thing is this: we have a mental health issue in this country, and it's getting worse. And our government and our media are catering to this fringe mental health people, and they're using that as a tool to control, to make the rest of us do exactly what they want us to do. Like I saw another article. Um, Dawn, it's your channel ad. You can do whatever you want. I must have missed something. I don't, but I appreciate you saying that, Dawn. I do appreciate you saying that. Barbara said Facebook disabled my account and banned me. Wow, that's nuts. So, it's just it's so frustrating on a daily basis. And and here's this is the way I look at it, because I'm out in public and I see people, and I think inherently most people are decent people. Most people, that folks, regardless of race, regardless of religion, political party they follow, or anything like that. Most people, I believe, are decent people because they want to go to work, they want to take care of their families, they just want to live their lives, they want to be left alone. And I think that is the majority of people out there. You have a small fringe of group of people that are going to scream and shout and say, this is my cause and you have to pay attention to me. And for some unknown reason to me, we as a society and as a country are caving into that. Okay. It's like a great example would be, I'm trying to think of because there's an example, but I'm trying to think of the other way that the example was done. The Budweiser thing is a good example. They were like, the left, when people were upset because Bud Light was using a trans person to promote their beer. And people were like, no, this ain't cool. I don't like this, right? And what was their response? Their response to the left was, well, why aren't you being tolerant? Why aren't you doing this? But there was another example of the flip flop. Oh, here's okay. I'll give you. It popped into my head now. But yet, okay, so we have to be tolerant of that, right? That we're supposed to go, oh, that's okay, that's all right. But yet, they're going to take Uncle Ben off of rice. They're going to take Aunt Jemima off of the syrup bottle because heaven forbid that we don't want to offend somebody. The Washington Redskins, the football team, and they will always be the Washington Redskins to me. Their design, their logo was designed by a tribe that approved the logo, that said, yes, this is cool. You can use that for your thing. But because people got their panties twisted up, that a football team was using American Indian logo, right? And heaven forbid that some of the fans might have dressed up in headgear, like having a headdress on and painting their faces. Oh my God, That's offensive. You can't do that, right? But we're supposed to go, oh, that's all right. You can take all that away, and that's perfectly fine. But you have to accept this because we say so. It can't be, you can't have it separate ways. It all has to be the same. If you're going to be doing this type of stuff, it has to be the same. Okay. But, it's craziness. It's absolute craziness. Now you have the Cleveland Indians, same thing over there. Now they're the Guardians. I mean, it's so ridiculously stupid. This whole woke movement, they're a bunch of lunatics. Okay, I'm sorry, you don't like it. That's it. That's my take on it. And I'm so sick and tired of I had this conversation with somebody recently, and they went, well, I'm offended, and I basically was like, well, tough crap. I don't care if you're offended. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. And if you don't like it, you can leave. You don't have to listen to me. Um, being offended is objective. Okay. Being offended is objective. You can be offended. Tough. Too bad. Life is rough. You know, uh, get a grip. Go hang out with the people so that are all offended by the same thing, and you'll be in your happy little bubble. I live in reality. I don't live in fantasy, and I'm not catering to everybody. Okay, I'm just not going to do it. Um, it's there like there's certain words you can't say. You can't say these certain words. That's offensive. You know, whatever the case may be. Okay, whatever the case may be, and I'm not going to give an example because it doesn't make any difference. But um, you know, you can't say that. Why not? It's a word. It's just like swear words, folks. Okay, uh, who made this list of these words? Right? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? These words are offensive. These are bad. You can't say these words. Why not? They're words. Sometimes in a sentence, if I want to, use the F word to make my statement, it's a word. Now you're offended by that word. That's tough. Okay. That's too bad. That's your problem. That ain't my problem. So I should, and I'm going to tell you what, on YouTube, I try to watch my language. I do occasionally add some colorful language. Hell, okay, stop. I do add some colorful language in here occasionally. But that's a choice I made to be on here because I wanted to keep it family friendly as much as I possibly can. But I will tell you this: life, I swear like a drunken sailor. All right, that's a fact. That's a reality. When people come down here, and like they want to be part of the group or stuff like that, that's that's just a fact. Um, but it's just, and the thing is, these are words. And I'll give you an example of something. Okay. Um, yeah, Robert goes, yes, he does. Yeah, I do. Um, I'll give you an example of something. So I got in trouble one time. Oh, I got in trouble many times, but one time in nursing, okay, I had they called me in, and I had called a resident. Now, let me put it in context first, okay? I was in the med room. Now, when you are in the med room, nobody can hear what you're saying. It's you and the other nurse that's in the med room, or maybe two other nurses, whatever the case may be. If it's change of shift and you're counting, you might have four nurses in there, right? So I had said, is Mr. So and so always an a hole? That was my statement. That's what I said. That was what was so horrible, right? So I got called in. They took me into the office, and they were like, now you got to understand too, in nursing, you know, it's mostly women. All right. So, and if in some of the guys in nursing are obviously homosexual. So if you're a straight white male, that's not really, doesn't always jive. But anyway, so they called me in and they said, did you say that Mr. So, did you ask if Mr. So and so was always an a-hole? And I went, yeah, I did. And it's a legitimate question. Well, do you think that that language is appropriate? This is what I got. Do you think that that language is appropriate? I said, and I went just like this. I said, yeah, someone narked. Of course they did, because somebody was probably offended. I said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "You should hear how these women talk in that." And I said, first of all, I didn't say it out on the floor. No residents heard me say it. No guest heard me say it. I said, this was said in the medroom where nobody else was there. So obviously, one of the nurses that I worked with ran and told on me. Okay. I said, but you should hear the conversations that go on in that medroom by these women. Okay. I said, please. I said, that's tame in comparison to what they say. But so they let it go. But it was just, it's so ridiculous that they're going to cherry pick. This is bad, you can't say this. This you can say. It's just would make a sailor blush. Exactly. I mean, you get a bunch of women together, you get a bunch of men together, there's going to be off color language. There's going to be things said that, maybe are inappropriate depending on who's listening. You have to decide where you're like, I'm going to tell you what, I've always tried to, especially if it's older people, I've always tried to be respectful. Always tried to be respectful. I, especially around the ladies, I tried to be respectful. But again, the reality is a lot of those women talk way more foul than I ever could. Maybe not in my case, but but no, they'll rip it up too. That's all I'm saying. So it's just I just think it's ridiculous that certain things are okay to say and certain things are not okay to say. And who makes those rules? That's the other thing. Who makes those rules? So I mean, like another example of a word that here in the United States, women go bananas over. I mean, absolutely bananas over. But if you go over to the UK, it's part of the language. They call each other it all the time. Okay. And that's the C word, right? They call each other that a lot over in the UK. Anybody in the UK that follows the channel, tell me I'm wrong if I'm not saying that correctly. Okay. But here in the United States, um, you can't. Oh my God! If you use that word, people will lose their minds, especially certain women. Anunnaki says not wrong. Yeah. So I mean, you know, but it's used just regularly over there. Calling each other that or whatever the case may be. So Mary Taylor says I don't like that word, and it's fine. You know what I mean? Yeah. See you next Tuesday. Exactly, Don. Um, but again, I mean, my ex didn't like that word. So yeah, cake. Yeah, that's the word. Yes, cake. But it's just that's just another example. People get bent out of shape about certain things, and that's just always going to be the case. And it's not going to stop. It's just not going to stop. But that's one of my favorite shocker words. Oh, Melissa. Oh, I'll tell you what. Yeah, if it's here's what I tell people. I said, you want to know when I'm pissed, when I'm really pissed, the F word will be every other word that I say when I'm really hot. That that's when ooh, man, this dude is mad. So and that's just the way it is. But if I get called a bee, then I say that's the queen bee to you. That's funny. Well, my one of my favorite things is when people say or they'll say something, derogatory towards you or whoever. What I always say, I've been called worse by better. Oh, that they don't know what to say to that. And you guys can use that. You can use that one. I've been called worse by better, and that's I just think it's funny. To me, it's just words. So it's all it is. It's just words. And but we live in this society that is deemed this is bad, that's bad, you can't say this, you can't say that, that's offensive, this is offensive. It's insanity. It's insanity. And we you know yeah, you mean fudge? Yeah, exactly, Lori, exactly. But it's just It's amazing to me. But anyway, completely off track. We've gone off the rails this way, way off the rails, but that happens. Dawn says, "You can't hurt my feelings because I don't have any. They don't know what to say to that one either." Oh, I like that. Yeah, you can't hurt my feelings because I don't. Yeah, like I said, my thing is say anything you want to say about me. I don't care because, and I've always said this. Okay, I've always said this, folks. People can come online and they can be keyboard warriors and they can be tough guys online, and there's a lot of them out there. We all know that. But I've always said they'll never would have the balls to say it to my face. I have never had one person that I met ever that watched the channel that came up to me and said, you're a effing blah 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 or whatever the case may be. Because I would actually probably laugh in their face, to be honest with you. Okay. And then I would give them a piece of my mind with words that I don't use on YouTube. But but I probably would just laugh at them because who cares, you know? It's just and here's what I think is interesting too. I went on Joe's St. Bernard Acres channel, and he was doing a live stream, and I told him I'm going to come on your live stream, and and I invited. I said anybody on Joe's channel that has a problem with me, I said I'm more than happy to meet with you. Now let me ask you, when with saying that, did that sound like a threat? Was I threatening anybody by saying that? But that's what I got. What are you threatening us? Are you? I go. How am I threatening anybody? I'm just saying. If you want to talk all kinds of crap about me, I'm more than happy to meet with you. We can have. We'll sit. I'll sit down with any. What people don't understand is I'll sit down and I'll have a conversation with anybody. You don't like me? Explain to me why you don't like me. Maybe we can find a common ground and we can agree to disagree. But that doesn't work because once they've got it in people who in general, once they got something in their mind, they hold on to it like a cancer. Okay. And what happens, unfortunately, for people in general, when you hold on to things like a cancer, generally the only person that's going to hurt is you. That's it. It doesn't hurt the other person because the other person don't care. It hurts you. I let go of all that kind of stuff a long, long time ago, folks. Okay, a long, long time ago, because it's like it's a waste of time and energy. Hating anybody. Now, there's people that I don't care for, but here's my philosophy with people that I don't care for. I just don't have nothing to do with them. I don't have nothing to do with them. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not giving them my energy. I have so many positive things that I want to do. There's so many positive things that I want to accomplish. I'm not going to stew it and be like, oh, I hate this person and I can't stand them and blah, 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 blah. Why? It's so unnecessary. And the negativity, like I said, again, it hurts you. That's all it does. So, there's things that have happened to me in the past. I've been wronged and I've been, mistreated, if you will, in certain situations. And I let it go because I'm not wasting my time. Now, you screw me once, shame on you. You will never get a chance to screw me twice. That ain't never happening, ever, because I'm not going to allow it to happen. You know, um, but it's just like I'll tell you, there was two people way back, when I was younger, that I had a hatred for. I had a hatred for. And I had an uncle who's now passed. He lived in California and he was like a psychologist. And him and I had like um, hours long conversations. And he helped me process a lot of stuff. And one of the things that he did explain to me, he goes, when you hate someone, he goes, all that does is hurt you. And so what I ended up doing, I'll be honest with you, with both of these people, I went and saw both of them, and I sat down like a calm human being. Um, we dealt with it, we squashed it, and I walked away from that situation in both cases. Well, the one, it's funny because the one, him and I ended up becoming friends again. Because there was a lot of stuff going on that it had happened, and he sat down and he explained to me his thought process in that time period of why he did what he did and all that type of stuff. And I get it. Once you mature a little bit and you look at stuff and you go, okay, I get it. The other one, I had to let it go for me, and I did. And once I let it go, I never thought about him again. And so, but moving forward from that point, and I was in my early 20s when all this happened. Moving forward from that point, I don't want to waste my time. I just don't want to waste my time. People like that are not worth the waste of your time. Life is too short. Life is too precious. I have so many things, like I said, that I want to do and I want to accomplish. You may not agree with what I do and how I do it, and that's perfectly fine. That's okay. You have your opinion, just like I got my opinion. But like I said, I just do my thing, and I treat people the way I want to be treated until they prove to me they don't deserve to be treated that way. And then I don't have I won't waste my time with them. I just don't do it. Like I said, I got better things to do. I just got better things to do. So, keyboard warriors won't, their key, keyboards feel molested eventually. Yeah, they're just, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that are so angry, and they're so pent up, and they will focus that energy on something or someone or whatever the case may be. If they took, this is what I always said, there's people out there that will play the system, right? They play the system to try to get over. They don't want to work. They want to get over any way that they possibly can. I said, if they took half the energy that they took trying to screw the system and actually put it into work and had a good work ethic and did a good job, they'd become so much more successful. They really would be, and it's sad. It's just sad. And like I said, you know, like I said, I just don't have, I would rather joke and laugh and have a good time, even in a bad situation, if that makes any sense. This weekend, the weather, like I said, our weather sucked. Um, so like I got up Sunday morning and I called Rob, and he was down in his cabin, and I said, "Well, the good news," I said, "it's not raining anymore." He goes, "Oh no?" I go, "No." I go, "Now it's snowing." So you look at it and you go, "Man, this really sucks, and this is not fun," but you make a joke of it. It's like it seems a lot of times when we have a weekend get together that weather on those weekends sucks. It just, it is what it is, like I said, the weekend weather was horrible. Monday, Tuesday, and today have been absolutely beautiful. Sun's out, fantastic. Everything is great. So, explain, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It is what it is. And you go from there. So, but life is definitely interesting. So, but it's that old saying, glass is half full or half empty. It's how you look at it. It's objective. Are you a glass half empty person or are you a glass half full person? I'm a glass half full person. I go, we'll roll with the punches, and that's, you get farther. And when you can laugh in bad situations and go, man, even though this weather sucks, did we still have fun and did we bust chops? And yeah, you know what I mean. And that's all part of that. And it's that getting together and enjoying each other's company and that type of stuff too. Even in like I said, in a bad situation, you deal with it and you go on from there. But depends on what's in the glass. Yeah, there you go. So, but I've always been like this. This is what I always told people in my life. It's always this way. Either people really like me, I mean, they really like me, to think I'm a good dude and the whole 9 yards, or they hate me. That's just always the way it's been, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. I'm all right with that. I'm comfortable with myself. So, full of hopes, as I really like you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I know you've been following the channel for a long, long time, and I really do appreciate that. A lot of you guys, a lot of you folks on here, ladies and gentlemen that are on here, You've been with me for a very long time, and like I said, I do appreciate that. It's I talked to somebody recently. They wanted some advice. They're thinking about moving down to West Virginia, and they just, they wanted to get some advice. And I called them, and they were like, "Oh my God, it's so weird. I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity." And I'm like, I don't feel like a celebrity. I don't. I'm just me. I'm just me. I'm no different on here than I am in real life. I just try to live my life and have a good time, and and just try to be decent with people, and just do that. Dr. Data, bless preppers. May your dreams be fulfilled and have peace that excels all thought. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. So you're so down to earth. How can they not like you? It's just, I think what it is a lot of times, because of my frankness, because I just say it like it is, I think people are uncomfortable with that because they're not used to that. They're just not used to that. So, have you thought about making STD merch? You know what? I should probably get into that and do that. It would be so cool to be out someplace and having somebody wearing an STD T-shirt. That would be so awesome. So, yes, we're planning on gardening this year. Yep, we absolutely do plan on gardening this year. Not me. I love that about you. I'm the same way. Yeah, I'll tell you. Thank you, Don. I appreciate that. And I had so I'll give you an example of something. Well, let's do this. Let's do the egg count first. Yes, and then I will give you this example of what I was going to say. So, how many eggs today? And yes or no for the white hen. So we'll go from there. Give you guys a moment to get your guesses in, and we will see what happens. So I'll give you a moment, and we'll go from there. I'm going to get a drink here in the meantime. Well, I'll tell you this example real quick if I remember where my thought process was with that. Oh, okay. Um, I took care of a gentleman. I did private duty nursing. I was with this family for 17 years, and I've talked about that before. And the wife was very frank. She was a no nonsense woman. She was a director of nursing of dialysis. She's retired now, for one of the local hospitals. And she was very squared away, but she had a temper on her. And if she got pissed, she'd, pop off. And, she came to me several times afterward. It was probably only happened 2 to 3 times in the 17 years that I was with her. And she'd come to me afterwards, like the next day or 2 days later, and she'd be like, "Ed, I have to apologize. I overreacted in that situation, and and I shouldn't have handled it the way that I did." And I always said to her, I go, "Linda, listen." I said, "I respect your view. And you got to say what you got to say." I said, "That's what I like about you, because you say it like it is." And I said, "I respect that." So I never took offense to it, or like, "Oh no, she's attacking me." That's just the way that goes. Okay. So we did have a right answer pretty much right away. And I know I'm going to butcher the name again, because I know they told me how to say it, but I didn't say it right. DJ, good try with changing up your answer, because I thought you'd go with four and yes again, but you didn't. But the right answer today, for the first time ever with the chickens down here, they all laid an egg today. I had 6 eggs in yes. So Omelette Design had the first right answer with that. So congratulations. And I probably butchered the crap out of how to say that name. So yeah, there you are. So congratulations. You've won absolutely nothing. Umlaut. Okay, Umlaut Designs is the winner. 6 eggs today, all 6 hens laid. I looked in there, and when I went to look, and I was like, "Oh no, yes, yes, all of them laid." I said, "Yes." So it was pretty cool. That's the first time. I had one day before this where 5 of them laid, but today we had all 6 of the hens lay. So that was really, really cool. And so we have a different winner than DJ. for once in a while. So he was on a roll there. But yeah, they're rock steady today. So I was very, very happy about that. So, but I think it's a combination longer days now. We had 3 days in a row here where we've had plenty of sunshine. And the last two have been really moderate temperature wise. It's been really, really nice. So, um, yeah, Robert knew the answer. So I told him, I says, you can't go on there. You can't go on there and give the, because he was like, yeah, I'm going to be in a live stream because I got tomorrow off. And I go, well, then you can't guess then because you already know. Yeah, the streak is broken. Yeah, DJ's streak is broken. But no, they're fun. I like the chickens. I like their personality. Like just before the live stream, okay, I went to go and lock them up. And Wheezy, my black hen, uh, she was on the steps to go into the coop, and all the rest of them were already in the coop. So I was gonna, go in. So I was gonna think, okay, cool, let's get them. Um, Speaking of chickens, how are the ones in New York? They're doing actually well. Thick neck up in New York is actually laying again. My sister told me, so, and she's 2 days on, 1 day off. And I'm going to tell you what, Thick Neck is an older hen now. She is an older hen, and she's a fair weather layer though. She does not she don't like to lay when it's cold up there. But they plan on adding new chickens in this year. They've had they had another one. They had one that was some of those hens are older, especially the brown ones up there. The brown hens are much much older hens. So, a lot of them have passed away, and Becky lost another one here, like a month ago, maybe. But my philosophy is this: they lay eggs, great. I'm not going to kill them because they stop laying eggs, right? I'm like, yeah, they give them a good life and awesome. How's Molly and the cats? Everybody's doing good up there. I talk to Heather quite a bit. Oh, I talk to Heather every day. So, but yeah, it's my sister's fiance, Rick, had to have knee replacement surgery. And so I was giving him a hard time, of course, you have to. And I said, man, I said, that's got to suck. I said, I hope I'm not all broken down like you are when I'm your age. And he goes, what are you talking about? He goes, you're older than me. I go, oh, yeah, that's right. I've been very, very fortunate, folks. I got to be honest with you. I have been very, very fortunate throughout my life. Um, I've had some injuries that I've had to deal with. Obviously, actually in July will be 9 years cancer free, and knock on for Micah saying that. So I had two surgeries when I was 9. I didn't have a surgery again until I was 50. So, and then I had the cancer and got that taken care of. But, I've been very, very fortunate, and I will tell you what, you want to see a rich person? A rich person is somebody that has good health. That's a rich person, in my opinion, because without your health, you have nothing. You have nothing. And so, anyway, Rick ended up having to have knee replacement surgery, and just of recovering from that and dealing with that, and it's not fun. Yeah, your health is your wealth, absolutely, 100%. I got a buddy of mine that's like 4 years younger than me, and he's already had both knees replaced. I mean, it happened. I like I said, I've just been very, very fortunate. Um, I've taken fairly decent care of myself. I did abuse myself a bit when I was younger, but for the most part, I've been, other than being too fat, uh, you know, I've been very, very fortunate. So, but and I like being active. I like being outside. I'm already starting. I don't know. You probably can't really tell, but I'm already starting to get some sun. I was out there the other day when I was moving rock, and it was nice out again. So, shirt comes off. When the sun's out, the guns come out. So, but what do we got? 330 in the chat. We're at 197 on a thumbs up. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. I do really appreciate that. And it really does make a huge difference with the algorithms as well. So the more interaction, the better it is for the channel. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And I do appreciate that. So, how much did it warm up? Yesterday, okay, so Monday, I think our high temperature Monday was like 43. And but the sun was out, so it was kind of deceiving. So it was still chilly, but the sun was out. So just having the sun out felt good. Tuesday, I think we hit 72 down here on Tuesday. And I think we were at about 68 today. And the sun was out both days as well. And it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. So, but yeah, and I think tomorrow's supposed to be halfway decent as well. And then I think we're going to cool off a little bit, of course, because the weekend's coming up. So, but yeah, it's just like I said, it's things have been drying out, which is also nice with all the rain that we've had. So, but like I said, man, I look at it every day as a blessing. Every day that we get is a blessing. I always say we're every day on the right side of the grass. We're on the right side of the grass. So, it's just you have to appreciate the small things, and I think that's a lot of times people don't focus on the positive, they only focus on the negative. And that's unfortunate because I'm 70, have some health problems, but still don't let it stop me. Good for you, Barbara. Good for you. Yep. So, yeah, if I'll tell you what, the key, in my opinion, the key is staying active, keeping your mind active, doing things. And even if you can't do it the way you used to do it, so you do it a little bit, you work on it, you know what I mean? And so, that's the way that I look at it. It's just and again, it's all your mindset. It's all about perspective, Don said, and that's 100% true. It's a, if you look at everything as negative, everything's going to be negative. If you look at things positively, it's going to come to fruition, and that's like one of the biggest things that I try to explain to people. Negativity breeds negativity. So if you're negative all the time, you're going to see people get away from you because they don't want to be brought down. That negativity is draining. It's draining. So, but if you're positive, you bring people to you. STD has saved me as I got older. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Very cool. And that's the thing is, the greatest mantra. It is the greatest mantra. And I just kind of it came together in my head, and I'm like, because people are not going to forget the acronym of STD because of what, the negative connotation that it stands for. But when you put it into a positive spin, you go, hey, you know what? Yeah, I can accomplish this. I can do this. I'll just work at it, and it's amazing how much it works. And, it's just, to me, and it's funny. And it's funny, so, and now I have it tattooed on me. So there we are. It's been proven that we all think like a 25-year-old. I think I always tell people it's like mentally I'm still 25 in my head, and I feel like I can do what I used to be able to do, and then my body says, "Are you kidding me? Okay, we've had enough. That's enough. No more today." So yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Janet says, I'm 69 and I still go out and split wood. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, you know. And that's the way I look at it, just you do what you can. And when other people look at you and go, wow, man, I always get a kick when people say to me, man, you're pretty good for somebody your age. What is somebody my age? How am I supposed to act? You know what I mean? I will never be, or when people used to say, why don't you act your age? Well, I'm not ready to give up yet. I got a lot to do. I got a lot I want to accomplish. I'm not ready to sit down in a rocking chair and feel sorry for myself. That's just not going to happen. Like I said, I got too much I want to do and get done. So I'm going to continue to do that, so you're not, Ed, you're not old until a teenager describes you as middle aged. Oh, I'm past middle age, man. I'm definitely past. I mean, I'm on the downhill slide. You know, I'm so glad we stayed on topic. Of course, yes, always. um, but Act your age, not your shoe size. Oh my God, that's too funny. But yeah, like I said, it's all about perspective. How you look at life. If you can laugh and you can joke, and you can find somebody to do that with you. I'll give you a good example of something. Robert, and even Dave. Both of those guys have been with their wives for a long, long time. But part of the healthy relationship that they have is they bust each other's chops. And, you got to be able to do that and not be like, oh, you're picking on me, you're being a bully. It's just when you have that person that you can connect with and you have so much commonality with them and you can joke and have fun and you have your own little nuances and your own little sayings, you know what I mean? It's just that's what makes it awesome. I always will always say, like, my ex-wife, when it come to busting chops, she was the champ. I mean, she was absolutely the champ. I was not even in her league, and I love the bust chops. I absolutely love the bust chops, but it's like she was the best. I mean, she would come out with stuff, and you just go, "Oh my god, yeah." So, but it's just that, but that's part of the fun of it. You know what I mean? So, all right. We're gonna do some shout outs. So again, what are we at? 259 in the chat. We got 218 on the thumbs up. So let's keep those coming. I I don't want to put a number on it because I'd like to see 250 before we jump off here, which would be 32 more. Yeah, why don't we say that? Why don't we say that? Let's see if we can hit 250 thumbs up before we jump off, just because why not? So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel again, and I thank you for that. It really does make a big difference with the algorithms. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So very much appreciated. All right, we're gonna start out with Heavenly Hills Homestead. Ryan growing giant vegetables. It's going to be interesting to see what he does at his place this year and what he does here. So that'll be fun. We have Icky Can up in Canada doing his thing up there. Real good guy. Definitely go show him some support as well. There is Angry Prepper. That is Jason down in New York City. Jason's very squared away dude. Definitely worth listening to. You have Alaska Prepper up in Canada. That is Rudy. Good guy up in Canada, up in Alaska. If he's Alaska Prepper, he can't be in Canada. So anyway, he's in Alaska. Rudy's a great guy. Very, you should be listening to him as well. There's also Alaska Granny. There is Sean James with the Sean James channel, and he also has My Self Reliance. Two different channels, same guy, master builder. Amazing to watch him build and see what he's doing. And he is living off grid, but as well. So very cool. There is Demcad. Demcad is a good guy too, very squared away. Like his channel as well. There's Corporal's Corner. You have Bjorn Hansen. There is 80K Man up in the Adirondacks doing his thing up there. There is Bizarizajiza, who has the Carrington Chronicles. A very interesting story there. Definitely worth to listen to. You have Marfugal News, Adam and Dax out on the West Coast doing their thing out there. There is Magic Prepper in North Dakota, another good guy, like his channel as well. You have Wranglestar, that is Cody. Cody's a very good guy, a lot of good information on his channel. So definitely go show him some support. You have Red Poppy Ranch. There is Survival Lily coming at us out of Europe, letting us know what's going on over in Europe. There is Kyle's Cabin. Kyle and Sierra up in Minnesota doing their thing up there. Definitely fun to watch them living off grid as well, doing their thing. There is Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband and wife team. They a lot of good information and two different channels, but definitely good information on their channels. There is Green Greg's. You have Southern Prepper One with his Boots on the Ground series. There is Gray Man Prepping. You have Doug and Stacy. Doug and Stacy have been around a long time. Definitely worth listening to what they have to say as well. The nomadic movement down in Panama, a nice young couple down there living their dream off grid down in Panama. You have the Green Dream Project out in Arizona doing their thing out there. Definitely worth a listen to. There's Camping with Steve Wallace, doing stealth camping up in Canada. Fun channel to watch. You can pick up tips up there, which is kind of neat as well. There's Bush Doctor Survival. You have Monkey Works. There's the Needy Homesteader. She's been around a long time as well, so definitely good information on her channel. There's Boss of the Swamp, another master builder. Amazing to watch what he does, and very cool. There's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Diamond's been around a while as well. Very, very smart guy. Any information with the Grand Solar Minimum and all that, he's the guy to listen to. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. Straight shooter. She says it like it is, and I like that. There is City Prepper. You have Lumina Acres. There is Suspicious Observer, watching what's going on with the sun and everything like that. Very interesting channel there. There is Bear Independent. You have the Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. You have Mary Greeley News. Mary Greeley gives you all the latest information of what's going on with Yellowstone and all that type of stuff. Very cool to watch what she's doing. There's Adapt 2030. You have Malachi's Corner. There is Truth Be Told with Tara. If you're going to get your weather, folks, there's only one guy you should be getting your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall, y'all. Ryan Hall's a great guy, very passionate about the weather, but he also gives back to the community in a huge way, and I have so much respect for that, that he's in a position to be able to do that, and he does. You have Russell Brand. I like Russell Brand as well. Gives you the information, and he lets you decide what you want to do with it. Deep South Homestead, a very family friendly oriented channel, so definitely worth to listen to there. You have The Outsider up in Maine. There's Betting on Alaska. Young man is the son of Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods. Definitely worth to listen to. Starting his journey trying to live off grid up in Alaska. There is The Fit Farmer. You have Prep Rebel. There is Simple Life Reclaimed. You have Townsend's showing you what it's like to live in the 1800s and how, information that they're giving is really cool. You have The Prepared Mind. There's Pinball Preparedness down in Tennessee. You have East Tennessee Preparedness, The Economic Ninja, and last but not least, Little House Off Gritty. A lot of good channels out there, a lot of good information. I know you guys have put other channels in there that you like in the chat, which is perfectly fine. Uh, we should be supporting each other. We're a small niche community. So I think it's important that we should be supporting each other. And that's why I do the shout outs. And so, there we go. So what do we got? 235. So we need 15 more thumbs up to hit 250, guys. So again, if you haven't done so yet, let's try to get that up to that 15 more to get us up to 250 thumbs up. And I do appreciate that. But anyway, yeah, we, like I said, it's like, we're the ones that can make a difference. We really can. Trying to wake people up, with the information that's out there. I think we should try to do the best that we can. And if they listen, great. If they don't, they will later on. They will be more attentive later on. So I had a guy. I was talking to a guy. He come up to me today, and he goes, "You look like a guy who knows everything." And I go, "Well, that would be a misconception." And he laughed, and he goes, "Oh, I like that." He goes, "I like that word." So I thought that was funny. But anyway, does who still have a channel? Who are we talking about? I'm missing out on that, JJ. Who are you talking about? I don't even know who you're talking about. But anyway, like I said, we just keep prepping, doing the best that you can, and that makes all the difference in the world. Oh, Wolfang. Oh, okay. Do what you can do. Control the narrative that you can control, and that's all any of us can do. If we do that, we're going to be in better shape. He still has a channel, Sharon saying, okay. But yeah, life is interesting. It's interesting to see what gets thrown our way. There's a lot going on out there right now. There's a lot of frustration. I see that all the time. That people don't agree with what our government is doing, and I think that's for good, valid reasons. You know, you can't save everybody, and this is going to be a good example, like what the government is doing right now. Um, they're hanging themselves with their own rope, realistically, taking care of all these illegals. You know, and it's going to come back to bite them in the butt. And when the time comes, folks, and a true SHTF event happens, what you're going to see is you can't save everybody. You're going to want to, you want to help, but there's no way. You can't sacrifice what you have done for your family and your people and your group. You can't sacrifice that to try to help somebody it's not going to make a difference anyway. It really, and that's how you have to look at it. In the big picture, if you give somebody that meal, does that save them? No, it doesn't. So, a lot of times you better be, those are just things to think about. You know, those are hard calls when that time comes. That's a really hard call. All right, so let's do this. We got six more thumbs up, guys, to hit that 250 mark. So, just putting that out there, so we're close. So anyway, let's do this. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? So let's do that. Let's keep those thumbs up coming. We need six more. Franklin County, Ohio with Comet Moon. UP of Michigan with Dawn. Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge. Roberts in Central Iowa. Janet up in BC, Canada. Critter Lover in Virginia. Fayetteville, North Carolina with Carol. Janita in Palaco, Idaho. Clyde is in the house from Inverness, Florida. We have Delbert from Missouri in the Ozarks. Middle of Michigan with Whispering Pines. Bubba One up in Michigan. Morning Light in West Virginia. Vicky down in Southwest Iowa. Dell in Colorado, Southwest Oklahoma with Richard, BC, Canada with Emil, Waterloo, New York with Sharon. We got Beads and Beans with Dallas, Texas. Reginald from Ireland, glad to have you staying up with us, Reginald. Appreciate it. Joan in Leesburg, Florida. Sunny, California with Denise. Ontario, Canada with Mary. Ozark, Arkansas, Hillbilly with Randall. Uh, the Workshop in Central New York with Village Homestead. Yep. Scott County, Virginia with Midway Farms. Florida/Missouri with Gloria. Cleveland, Tennessee with Dar. We got Oak Hill, Ohio with Deborah. We got Melissa in Birdsboro, Pennsylvania. Traveler down in Dallas, Texas. Terry in Tennessee. Tina in Orlando, Florida. Dale in West Central Ohio. We got Broken Dollies down in Tennessee. So again, we truly are all over the place. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. Huge, huge network of people. Again, we're the ones, again, that, like I said, we can make a difference. We can make a difference now by trying to wake people up, trying to educate people. We got Jesse in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And we can make a difference afterwards. With trying, I think we should try to help. That's just my take on it. We got the Cuban nurse prepper in Northwest Florida. My mother shares something happened in California. They are stopping people to ask the time and shutting them. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm not sure what you're saying. But yeah, like I said, you know, all we can do, folks, is the best that we can do. And if like, control what you can control. That's it. You do that, you're going to be in a lot better shape than most people. So, all right, we need three more thumbs up, guys. Three more to go to hit 250. So we're almost there. Oh, and shooting them. Oh, I think okay. Oh, maybe a gang initiation. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of insanity going on in the world right now. A lot of insanity. Scary times, to be out there. You better have your head on a swivel, pay attention to what's going on. Absolutely need to do that. Guys, I want to thank my moderators who do a great job keeping the chat clean. Really appreciate ladies and gentlemen that moderate for me. Uh, awesome job. I appreciate all you guys also for being here, supporting the channel. It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy these chats, even though I never stay on topic. We go off the rails and it happens. Sometimes it turns into, I pull out the soapbox and get on there and go nuts, but it's just sometimes it's frustrating, and seeing the stupidity that is out there, it is amazing to me half the time. I just go, really? People are not paying attention. They're not watching this. They can't see this. So that's frustrating. But yeah, it's just what are you going to do? It's not going to change. But so anyway, guys, remember, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. We have to stop letting them divide us. They like to use religion, they like to use race, they like to use political affiliation. And at the end of the day, all those things mean absolutely nothing. They don't. If we can come together as human beings and make things happen and focus, we could accomplish so many good things. It'd be amazing. It would really be amazing. But when you have people that just want more and more and more, and the greed and control and power, it's insanity. It's insanity. But we have to come together as human beings. If we ever do that, there would be no stopping us. Also, remember, guys, to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important to tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person stopping you from achieving your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. If you stay positive and stay away from negative people that want to tell you what you can't do, you're going to be just fine. Set realistic goals that you can meet, and then set about to making them happen. And you can accomplish anything. So, Ed, check your mail next week, probably Friday, Saturday. Be safe for everyone, no fear. Thank you. I will do that. I appreciate that. Like I said, guys, be safe. Keep prepping. I see we 258, so we got past 250, so that's awesome. Just take care of your business, guys. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. There's not, is there concerns? Sure. But just work methodically at what you're doing, and you're going to be okay. All right? And when the time comes, we deal with the situations that we got to deal with. So I will see you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse One out for now.